Welcome back. Here we are in the third and final game of the TForceNetwork Battle Arena. My name is Ugly Tuco. I'm joined by CrazyPhil and Kargan.
Yo.
And we are... we are part of the TForceNetwork, a group of a community created, I guess, by Adam Ponophobia Cogswell. They run a whole bunch of podcasts, including the Trinity Force Proper, the LCS Rundown, the Oz LOL podcast, which focuses on the Australia scene, and the Four Wars podcast, which is more of an introductory podcast for the newer players in League of Legends. It's a pretty awesome tool. You guys should check each and every single one of those podcasts out. And this is Battle Arena, where basically we get anybody from bronze to gold, and they can come and play in our custom game that is meant to simulate solo queue, and we try to offer advice and hopefully give you guys, help you guys become better players, so you can attack solo queue and take no prisoners. Basically, the rules are: number one, don't flame, don't rage, don't AFK or quit. We take that pretty seriously. If you do witness that happening in the game, go ahead and take a screenshot. We'll deal with it. We're pretty, we got a ban hammer and we like to use it. Rule number two, do not use TeamSpeak or curse or any other type of communication tool with anybody else on your team. This is a simulation of solo queue. We'd like to try and keep it that way. And rule three, have fun. I'm sure there's another rule I might be missing, but oh well, we'll cross that.
That's
bridge.
all you need.
Yeah, that's all you need. And with that said, we're gonna go ahead into the picks and bans and champ select. And I haven't been paying attention, so Phil, you gotta keep me up to date here.
Well, as you see, they have Sejuani, Gragas, and Echo for a blue team here.
All right.
I'm pretty sure Sejuani isn't worth a ban ever since the nerfs anymore, but there is still that stigma where she's OP, I need to ban her, sort of thing. But she's fine now. I'm not saying she's a bad champ, but she's in a good spot right now.
Yeah.
As for purple team, it's Hecarim, Rise, and Callista. Hecarim, Rise, really OP if they start getting really far ahead. Callista, I don't think she's that bad, honestly.
She's actually in line for nerfs, I believe.
Yeah.
Which is, or like a rewording or reworking of how her stacks and auto attacks work.
Yeah, she only deals like 90% of her like physical attack now.
Yeah, on her autos, which is weird.
Yeah.
But I think they're making her stacks more powerful the more you have, I think. I'm not sure.
I think they increased the scaling on her AD a little bit. So I still need to do the math whether this is a early game nerf or not, or how this is going to affect her essentially.
Yeah.
But it seems like an overall nerf from what it looks like.
Yeah. So we'll find out. You can always find out when the Trinity Force Proper goes over the patch notes here, probably next week. But,
yeah, probably Monday.
Yeah, they'll probably have a detailed, maybe wrong, maybe correct view on it, and we'll find out.
Probably wrong, but who knows?
I'm pretty excited to see Remedy play Diana again.
Oh, yeah.
I was excited. He did exciting stuff. Did some plays.
We're going to see the classic Fizz Diana matchup again?
No. We're going to see Runeglaive, goddamn Ezreal.
Please. It's really strong. I don't care what anybody says. I'm speaking to you, Bao. It's really good. And they're not only that, they're also buffing Runeglaive here this patch. Next patch, sorry. Instead of 75, it's 100%.
It has the weirdest interaction with Ezreal and Gangplank. It turns your physical attack into magic, right? Or something along those lines?
Yeah, basically why the reason why laners are taking Smite now is because people like Ez and GP, their Q does physical damage. And if you go AP, you can't proc Ludens with it. Yeah. Now, with Runeglaive, it converts your physical to magical.
It's such bullshit.
And for some reason, I thought this was a good idea. I guess they didn't really think Ezreal was going to build this, but then again, he always abuses jungle items if there's something wrong with it.
He has been able to abuse jungle items pretty easily in the past.
Yeah.
Ooh, we're going to see a Nunu! And
baby.
And a Lee Sin! Oh, man.
Oh.
I'm trying to think of blue team's comp right now. It's like half pick, but the Nunu doesn't really fit into that. like the Morgana, Lucian, and Lee Sin can kind of work together to isolate and do a ton of damage, but
Yeah.
I guess Nunu and Shyvana can zone. They're both pretty good at that. Huh.
Like, I'm sure they weren't really thinking too much about team comps.
Yeah.
Especially Whale picking Lee Sin mid.
Yeah.
One of his classical favorites.
That's
Alright.
You want to talk about Lee Sin mid, Kargan?
I really don't, because like I feel like it's one of those situations. If Lee Sin gets ahead early, he can pretty much just snowball and just devastate a map. But
Yeah.
Whale doesn't do, in fact, that, or just gets shut down. He's just going to be basically a kick machine.
Kick machine. Yeah.
Yeah. Knowing him, he's going to go full AD. Maybe one defensive item in the end here.
Purple.
But
Yeah.
he is facing Diana, so it will be interesting matchup.
It will be. Diana kind of does well against those people who rely on getting in close and doing their damage, so.
Oh.
Blue team, purple team, I mean, I guess, or red team.
Yeah, it's confusing.
Whichever they're called, with the Thresh, Vi, Diana, Maokai, and Sivir. I kind of like their team. The Thresh play needs to be at a pretty high level for the peel to be effective. But both Thresh and Maokai can peel really well, and they can also make picks and engage really well, especially with Sivir ult. So if Vi ends up ulting somebody who flashes away and like is isolated, the rest of the team can follow up pretty hard with Sivir ult and Diana and Thresh. So
yeah, purple team just has a really well balanced team in general.
Yeah, there's
they have
a little
Vi
bit of
for
everything.
picks. They have Maokai and Sivir for initiation. I'd be surprised if we see Righteous Glory coming out with Maokai.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Definitely.
Thresh for even more pick potential and starting engages.
Yeah, they can kind of do both. They can be if they get a little bit of a lead and they're aggressive. That'd be hard to avoid, hard to defend against.
As far as like blue team goes, like they have a really good front line wise.
Yeah, Shyvana and Nunu can team up in zone.
It's really going to come down to how well
they can zone, but
flank.
Their damage doesn't have range really.
Exactly.
Like they both kind of got to get in there and get dirty to do their work.
Like if Will can only get to the tanks, they're going to lose team fights right away.
Yeah.
But if somehow he can get a pick off or get to the back line, it should be a fairly good time for them, I would say.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But with still 1 minute delay remaining, I guess we might as well talk about lane matchups here.
Mm-hmm.
Starting off, I might as well start off at the top. Shyvana versus Maokai. I honestly feel like it's going to be a farm lane. If they do try to fight, Shyvana should win most of them.
Yeah.
It's a manaless champion versus one that does. And if trades go even, sooner or later Maokai is going to run out of mana, especially early game.
Mm-hmm.
Like you do not want to be using your ults like until like team fights start arising, or until you have the right amount of mana to do it.
Yeah.
Mid lane, again another weird matchup.
Mm-hmm. Very weird.
Yeah.
Like it's interesting because Wale previously he had the option of going defensive with Fizz, and it's kind of you can do that with Fizz. You can play defensively for the first part of the match and still be okay. Can you do that with Lee Sin? Can you play back a bit and I don't know.
Like playing safe?
Yeah, I feel like if he does play safe in the beginning, he isn't gonna be able to catch up, and you may have to roam.
He can farm with his Q if he really needs to.
Yeah.
Like, if he gets too far behind, but he won't be in that bad of a spot.
I'd almost like to see Diana in this matchup do a W max.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And just if Lee wants to trade, just pop W and just negate the trade. But yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, probably rush Zonius first versus Lee Sin.
Oh yeah.
Then after that, probably Athene's again. Like, those are our two main core items.
Yeah.
Bot lane, anything? How does that matchup tend to go?
Sivir Thresh is pretty good. Thresh is so middle of the pack now that you have to be pretty. You have to have a lot of practice on him to affect the game and get it snowballing. He still has that ability to really take over games, but it's a lot harder to do so. And it's pretty difficult to be an effective peeler with him. You really got to land all your skill shots. I mean, one of the things you can really tell a Thresh player is how well they can use their lantern. That is such an underrated move in this game. It's ridiculous. Lucian Morgana. I think they can do okay. It's going to depend on a lot of timing of Black Shield and whether or not Lucian can work around the spell shield of Sivir. If Sivir can like spell shield his Q, he's going to have like, I don't know if she can like, she's going to have to predict it. It's almost impossible to like react to it. But
most Thresh players max their hook just so they have enough damage so the spell shield doesn't work.
Yeah, this would be a scenario where he could do that. Yeah.
Okay.
I used to even run a room page as Thresh where I had like some ability power in there, just because I was like, oh yeah, if I'm against Morgana, I just have some ability power, max hook, and suddenly that black shield is gone after you hook them, and you can just fly to them and flay them backwards. But yeah, maxing hook might be a good option here. It would force Morgana to put another couple points into her black shield, but yeah, I forget the. I'm gonna have to look at the damage and see.
I don't know when like your Q does more damage than shield level 1.
Let me see. Level 1 it starts off at 70. Her black shield starts off at 70. Okay. And Thresh Q does 80 magic damage. So yeah.
So what you're saying is that his hook should be able to
she's running some ability power though.
Yeah.
So her black shield can take it level 1, but if he maxes it, he might be able to catch up. Which that's a lot of ability. 35 ability power. That's quite a bit, isn't it?
Yeah,
especially for support. I wonder if she's running. I wish I could see if that was extra armor or not.
Alright, so here's Morg's root page in a nutshell. We've got 5.1% attack speed, 0.83 of cooldowns. Ability power per level, 3.36 health regen per 5 seconds. Flat AP, about 9.9. Armor pen and some magic pen. And she's running a 9021 root page.
Dang. That's a little all over the place.
Yeah.
Where's the hook?
Like, we understand if you don't have enough IP for runes. Like, that's why I don't generally talk about runes that much, but if you have them, if you do have all the runes in the world, what would you get for her?
For Morgana?
Yeah.
I think I do run some AD reds on her, to tell the truth. I probably should stop doing that. But otherwise, armor, health, a little bit of magic resist, maybe some mana regen on blues, maybe.
Alright.
Yeah, Kargan, you might actually be able to answer this better than me.
I tend to prefer running magic pen reds. I run AP quints, armor yellows, and then MR blues.
Yeah,
that's generally what I'll run. And I normally, if I feel like I'm gonna be losing that lane, I'll drop those AP quints and just switch up to something different, and then switch the yellows into health.
Yeah. What are you eyeing at?
Okay, I noticed that Nunu, or he walked past Nunu trying to steal red buff.
Oh yeah, look at that.
It really delayed his time, clear time.
And it looks like Shyvana took a camp level 1 again to quickly go back in TP. Yeah.
Don't know if you meant that on purpose, Frisbee, but that was really good job noticing or trying to look for it.
And I do like the ward he put near the red buff there, the late ward there to help spot out a Nunu if he does choose to invade. That's really what you got to do against him.
Ooh. If Whale can freeze this right, Diana's gonna have a hard time trying to last hit. While
So-
also trying to be in danger of jungle pressure. Yeah. Remedies really wants to try to push this out so the wave resets. This is a bad spot for him.
Looks like blue team's pushed up bot lane, and Vi might be coming down to gank from behind.
Ooh.
In fact, that's gonna happen right now. Black shield's gonna be down. Yep, here we go. Nice movement, nice chunk of movement by Vi here. Let's see. Oh, oh, this isn't good. Oh, not good. Really nice. That was really good. I was on the phone.
No excuse to getting first blood.
Nope.
Remedies.
Yeah.
Good,
Unless you win $1 million off the phone.
Yep.
Good gank by Vi. I like that. I like that path they took. That was pretty good. They haven't even like gone to their red yet, and I think Shyvana noticed that and is reacting, trying to get that. Man, that was just some good decision making by both Vi and Shyvana. I wish Maokai would have been able to react to that. He must have seen her go back there.
Wow.
He does have a red.
Good
match.
job.
Yeah.
Raging pineapples.
Yeah.
Man. So both, I even though she did lose her red, I really loved that jingle path that Vi took. It really, she recognized that how far blue was up and was able to capitalize on that. All right, so this might sound a little, like how like not everybody can do that, but if you're Morgana and you're up against a Thresh, you really gotta wait for that hook to come out before you throw down that black shield.
Yeah, if you pop that black shield just apropos of fear of a hook, the Thresh is like, oh, I'll just wait to see a few seconds.
Yep.
Because black shield's got a relatively long cooldown, and that gives Thresh that window he needs. It's kind of the similar thing with Sivir Spell Shield.
Yeah, it does not. It is not procced by Morgana W, by the way. I have tried that before. I know the pain.
Yes. Oh.
I spotted out by a ward. Was that a Wale ward? I almost.
Was it?
Sighting.
I don't know if I can believe that, but if it was, good job.
Malkai's in danger here.
Has he not backed yet? He has no mana. He needs to just suck it up and go back and TP.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs 200 more gold to get Callus. I'm pretty sure that's what he's waiting for.
Ugh.
Oh.
If he's low like that, Pineapples could freeze the lane. Maybe that is an option, but
It's just so hard versus a Shyvana, especially with Smite.
yeah.
Honestly, I would dive this Maokai right now.
Ooh.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have gone 2v1.
Yeah, she has ult. Yeah.
Dive.
I think now he's gonna go back. Yeah, he's going back. She could push hard, force him to teleport, and then have TP advantage.
Yep. He really needs Righteous Glory here. I think by the time he gets Rod of Aegis and it's fully stacked, his team might be in trouble. He just needs that power spike as quick as possible. Like a good way to tell like how to choose Righteous Glory from Rod of Ages is looking at how well your team doing, how well you're doing in lane, and then when everyone else's power spike is.
Yeah.
Right now, you should know that Lee Sin is probably going to be snowballing here on out with 2 kills, and you're going to need that extra health early game to try to maybe roam mid, maybe get a few TPs bottom, just to be that monster of a tank that Maokai is.
Bot lane for blue team's in a little bit of a tough position. They don't have a Sightstone yet. She wasn't able to afford it. And Thresh has put a pink ward in the river. They're dominating the vision in bot lane. So yeah, putting a ward in try, good idea. Play it safe, don't try to push out. Sivir will push for you.
I'm gonna rewatch this 1v1.
Alright, let me know how it goes.
Combo.
So, I would say one thing I would suggest for Morg, if you know Thresh is trying to come in and hook one of you, it might be better to not stand right next to each other. Like that. That way you can kind of guess where Thresh is going with his hook and make the right call, but I feel like you're spamming your black shield and you're binding a little too recklessly. The thing with Morgana is that she's very effective when she lands those, but if you don't land them, you lose all pressure in that lane. Like there's nothing you can do, so it's tough.
So,
try to be conservative with your abilities and just try to read and react a bit with Thresh. Don't try to be too overly aggressive.
So going back to that 1v1 of Diana versus Lee Sin, you got a good chunk out early level, but then all your cooldowns were gone after that.
Yeah.
You had no more burst potential, while Lee Sin, he still had ult, he still had Q.
And that coordination.
What you should have done after you did your Q-R combo is just walk away from that. Try to dodge the Q after.
To Diana's credit, after, that death to Lee Sin, they all decided to group bot and make a play down there.
Like, mid lane is like a game of cooldowns. Like, what to do if someone wastes a cooldown. And if you see them use everything, that's when is a good time for you to use your abilities. Oh. Nice. Lantern. TSM hater.
Yeah. It seems I've lost my ability to enter the chat and type it all. Oh well. Oh, I think that's why. Alright. So, bot lane, there's a pink ward in that bush. You saw Thresh put it in to get one of your own. You should probably go and try and clear it. Yeah, it'd be good. Yeah. This game's actually pretty back and forth.
Yeah.
Maokai, I do see what you're trying to do there, trying to help out mid lane, but you came down to mid lane with half health and no mana. I don't think that would have been a good situation if you decided to do something.
He was there forcing Nunu out of
okay,
red
alright.
previously. So I get this question a lot, like, how do I win when I play top lane as a tank? Honestly, it comes down to your TPs.
Yeah.
TPs are so important to affect the game. It makes or breaks a good top laner.
It's right up there with not giving up an early kill also, I feel like.
Yep. And one of the things you can do is ask your support to ward anywhere that would be advantage for you.
Yeah.
Like right now, you just wasted TP to get 3 CS. Versus right now, you could be TPing and maybe helping their team get all these kills. Like, yeah, you might give up first tier tower, but it's still going to be worth it if you can clean this up. That's how you carry games.
Oh well. There you go.
Yep. Item builds. Probably from Lee Sin. I would honestly like to see Tiamat first versus Diana.
Yeah?
Yeah, because it helps you push the wave out. especially as like a melee.
True.
And it gives you options to either roam to different spots of the map.
Yeah. And I think Diana has got a pretty good item selection here, getting another Dorn's Ring and Arm Guard just for survivability in lane.
Oh.
So, yeah, you gotta play defensively. The items reflect that. Let's see here.
But as we said multiple times, but I might as well say it again because we have a lot of new people here. Once you get your Sightstone, you want to replace your
Trinket.
Warding Totem for Sweeping
Oh,
Lens.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason for you to have that anymore.
And honestly, I feel like Nunu should probably switch over pretty soon, too. Oh, man. Nice dash out. Oh, sorry, my camera was there.
So in situations like these, for like bot lane, you're and you're also low health, but yet they keep on pushing up. Do you just give up the first tier turret and risk, or are you gonna like risk it just so you get more CS?
Yeah. They're gonna have to get a little used to last hit. Like, cause not only that, but the other team has shown that they're willing to dive bot lane and bring down 4 people and do it. So it might be they're playing it pretty safe here. They're warding behind themselves. That's good. They're just gonna try and last hit under tower. It looks like. Oh, something's about to happen mid though. His Q is down. Now is the time to go in and not be killed. Okay. Force the flash. Force the ult. Ooh.
Donna, there you go.
Oh, how did that not hit Nunu?
I don't know.
Okay, they still get the kill there. Shyvana will get away, Lee Sin will get away.
Wow.
Man, this game is actually really even. There's only like not 100 gold difference, that's it.
Right.
Yeah.
And all the kills are on Whale right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really going to be up to him to look for picks, or else they're
Well,
in trouble.
Shyvana's doing a pretty good job, to tell the truth, as well.
Oh yeah, but like Shyvana and Maokai tend to scale equally well.
Yeah.
Well, not whale.
Hey.
God damn it.
Would you say that Lee Sin doesn't scale equally well?
God, please. Please don't promote this.
Looks like our team is actually going to be able to take this. Yeah. I think that was a good job recognizing that Nunu's not alive, and now is might be the best chance than ever to get a dragon. Blue team's pushing up mid here. Looks like they're gonna have to trade mid for their bot, which actually, frankly, not a bad idea. Bot lane wasn't going well for them either. It's best if they ended that laning phase as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh! Wow. Oh, get out of there, Nunu. Get out of there, Nunu! Get out of there! Oh! I feel like they may have been able to...
Nunu die. Your heal.
Oh, did the AD carry have heal?
Yeah.
Oh, he did.
Oh.
Oh. So yeah, that is one thing to keep in mind. He also didn't use heal earlier on Morgana on that first gank bot. I don't know if that would have helped. I thought he was just saving it because he knew one of them was going to die anyway. But yeah, you can use heal to save your support. It's a really good... I may sound kind of sending, but that's because I know the Lucian, and he knows better. He knows better. So, yeah.
He also could have given him more move speed, maybe get out of that tower range a little bit quicker.
Yeah. Oh man, so I feel like I've been a little distracted this game, but what do you guys feel like are the win conditions? Like, how is each team gonna win this? If they're gonna win it, how are they gonna do it?
Well, right? Oh, go ahead, Cargan.
I was gonna say, like, the big thing that kind of strikes me with Blue is looking for picks, and they're looking for big objective control. They've got 2 smites and a Nunu.
Yeah,
like, there's no reason why, like, objectives should be going to red team at this point. If Nunu's alive and Shyvana's around, get any up to a fight well.
This should be red team fight.
Yep.
Alright. Never mind. Alright, that should have been red team's fight.
They split up pretty hard there in that fight.
Yeah. Well, red team didn't have Diana there. I think that was the problem.
Oh, and she's still pushing.
Yeah. So if you're not there and you know you're not going to be there, yeah, you should keep pushing.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
Okay.
I was gonna say, like, they just killed Lisa and all their damage. They should be able to.
Yeah.
I think Shyvana was able to do a lot of damage there. Yeah.
Yeah, not only that, like, nobody was protecting the backline at all. Nunu and Shyvana just had free reign over them. Oh.
Ooh, tick.
Ooh, wow. I think Lee Sin messed up his combo there, but I'm not sure. It was a
nice fight.
Crazy fight. Yeah.
A good gentleman's bout.
Yeah. But I guess in terms of win conditions, I think Blue should be warding out map. Like, Nunu doesn't have a sight stone. I don't want to harp on him too much, but I think a sight stone and just getting eyes everywhere on this map, limiting Lee Sin's roaming potential, and when objectives are up, just securing them.
It looks like
Shyvana.
Yeah, it looks like he's going for a glory. That item that ends with glory.
Righteous glory.
Righteous glory. It looks like he's going for that. So it's an okay item on Nunu. I don't know. But yeah.
Well, they don't have like any like good like initiation, so Righteous Glory does solve one of those problems.
Yeah. If they're gonna get a pick, they're gonna have to rely on a Morgana binding.
Yep. But honestly, like slowly, red team's gonna start outscaling blue team here. So right now, gold's even. They need a fight with Whale and look for picks or just take advantage of Lee Sin's power spike.
Oh yeah. Like that. Oh.
Yeah. Before it's too late.
So, the bot lane for blue team needs to be a little bit more reactive to seeing Lee Sin going like that. But yeah. Looks like they're all.
As soon as they see Lee's top, they should fight this. Well, maybe not. They have Sivir in base.
Yeah. I feel like it might benefit Lee to try and make a pick by himself. He might be a little bit scared off after losing that fight to Diana, but I feel like he could take a 1v1 pretty easily.
Ooh, good play.
Yeah, the blue team needs to back off. Sivir's now with people.
Yeah.
I should go top to try to hold off tier 2 turret. Dragon's up in 15. I'm sorry we don't see more awards there. Getting ready for it.
Yeah. Oh, I've heard a flash. What's going on?
Yep. Diana found Morg.
And Morg dead.
I feel like Morg might be trying to build an arm guard right now. And I feel like that's probably not what she should be building. I think first of all she needs to upgrade her boots to, or she needed to upgrade those boots to Moby boots.
Yeah.
I don't know what she can upgrade them to now. Maybe even boots of lucidity or even Merc treads, because I don't think it might be a little too late for her boots mobility to really make that much of she's really not gonna be roaming that much across the map. She's gonna just be hanging out with Lucian and the rest of her team. But yeah, Aegis or even something that can help your team as a whole. Aegis, Frozen Heart, anything like that that can.
I wouldn't hate too much on a Zhonya's rush after this, just because blue team does need some form of engage. And while Flash ult into Hourglass isn't necessarily the most ideal, it's one of the few options they've got.
Yeah. Okay. Blue team's actually doing a decent job of fighting this.
Nice.
Oh, I don't think she meant to do that either. That's a little.
No, she meant it. She so meant it.
Oh.
Alright, well.
Blue team almost held on for that. Yeah, if that Q hadn't been spell shielded, he probably would have been able to go in and kill at least 2 people, I feel like. Yeah. A little bit of a dirt, but you know, like they almost pulled it off. Lucian had pretty good positioning. Morgana did pretty good with her black shield and bindings. I didn't see if where Nunu ulted, but I'm assuming he ulted somewhere in there. I don't know if our team's gonna go for a dragon here. No.
I don't know if they're in a position to do it at this point. Nunu's back up.
Yeah. Oh, where did that happen? Bot lane? Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah, blue team could rush dragon right now, I think. Yeah, Sivir's going back. Now's the time to do it. I don't know if they know that, but
They cleared a few wards. I know red team's keeping on it.
they're going for it.
I'll say just give this dragon up.
The red team.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have Sivir. I think Vi's gonna try and steal it, but okay, now the blue team needs a Vamoose.
Oh, well, it might be DC here. Oh, never mind.
No, he's in. God. He's looking to hopefully make a pick behind. I kind of like what they're doing here. Blue team, nice, setting up the trap. Well, he needs to go in now, though. If he.
I'm pretty sure it's DC.
No, he's moving. He needs to go in now, though.
Oh, alright.
Yeah.
Go high, Wally.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. That I'm pretty sure Will's having some sort of issue right now.
I will say I hope so. I'll
Like
just say
he's
that
all
much.
the gold, like except for like Shyvana and Leah have all the gold
Yeah.
right now.
Because he was in a perfect flanking position to go after the damage of red team there, and it just didn't happen.
Yep.
I thought the plan that blue team had there was pretty good. It needed the execution part.
But obviously things should start just keep on getting better for red team just through scaling wise.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep, there goes Whale.
Oh.
Even with Whale, like
And
they were
back.
in some trouble there.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, like you said, their win condition is to create a pick or
Right.
to have a way for Wale to attack their back line without their protection, and so it's rare those opportunities come up. There was an opportunity right there, unfortunately.
Like,
But-
let's assume that Whale does somehow get a Q on Sivir and goes in. He still has a spell shield to stop the ult or any other damage coming from it. And then there's also the Vi ult, the Maokai, Maelstrom, or whatever the W is.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah.
Twisted
that was-
Tether? Yeah.
Twisted Advance, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Like, they just have so much feel for Sivir that they're in a good spot.
This is almost looking like game one team comp wise. Well, unfortunately, it looks like he's got leg.
Yeah, remember guys, yeah, I was just about to say, if you do see someone lagging or DC'd, you can pause the game. And with that... We wait.
Mm-hmm.
Since we have time, we might as well nitpick builds.
Yeah, I'm looking at some right now.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go right off the bat, 'cause something I looked at earlier and I didn't really want to talk about too much up until now. I would have with Morg. Stealthies is such a goofy item to upgrade. It gives you more AP, but with the base item in and of itself, it's great enough for Morg. And that gold you're investing into it, you could put into other items like mobility boots, your Zonia's hourglass. So upgrading that, while it gives you that slow, which can be sort of handy, you've got great bindings. If you land your bindings, people are gonna die. You don't necessarily need a Stealthies follow-up proc, and you've got your Soul Shackles, which does all the slowing that you could ever want it to do.
Yeah.
So you don't necessarily need to upgrade that. I feel like the extra gold you get per proc is a bit of a lost leader in that regard. You're getting more gold, but you have to spend 500 gold to do that. So you need 100 procs to break even on it, and that's not great.
Yeah. Let's see here. Thresh looks like he's got a pretty decent build. Looks like he might be able to do a Rain Doings or Frozen Heart next, which would be really good. Oh, that's loud.
Yeah, I was totally wrong before, by the way. You want to go Hourglass and then probably into Deathcap or Luden's Echo.
Or Diana.
I just realized that they have no magic damage threat.
Yeah.
But still not a bad pickup if you did pick Abyssal, just because of the passive on it.
I kind of like Vi's build. The Rain Dance right after Warrior is really effective, especially with Wale being ahead on Lee Sin. Looking around.
I would have liked with Thresh to do the exact opposite of what I recommended with Morg and get Relic Shield into Face of the Mountain. That shield's pretty important.
It is.
Yeah.
It's so helpful. Yeah. It's 4% of your max health, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a pretty big shield.
Yeah, it's a big shield and gives you CDR, gives you all those cool things you need to have effective health, and then you can go right into Locket.
Yep. Yeah, blue team's gonna have to kind of back in. Oh, Morgana. Oh, she's gonna be left all alone. Oh.
No llama, no.
Please.
That's unfortunate. I don't feel like the team should have backed in that spot, and she felt obligated to stay with him. Don't feel obligated to stay. Just leave them. That was not the best spot to back in.
Caution ping and run for your life.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, no.
Just type in pork chop sandwiches and get out. That's all you gotta do.
It's every man for themselves at that point.
Yeah. Don't feel any obligation to them. They're not your true friends.
They're just random people.
They're just random people online. There goes Baron. Nunu tried to check it.
Yeah, they're doing exactly what I was just about to say. Do Baron since Whale is having issues. I mean,
I think this
there's no
pretty much
honor
over.
in solo queue. You gotta do what you have to do.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It's looking like this game is pretty much over.
Yeah.
Yeah, red team can go rotate top and take that inhib. That's probably the correct call here. I think they can take the inhib. They're not too low on health. I think they still have... What do they still got? Diana's a little low. They don't have Sivir ult. They still have... They have Threshold, so they can disengage pretty well. So yeah, it's pretty safe to take this. Even if Wale was up. And at 100%.
So I don't play ADC much, so I'm going to assume getting Youmuu's in this situation while far behind isn't the best choice.
It's not.
Alright. What do you think, in a Shiv or a Phantom Dancer instead?
Either one of those, yeah.
Alright. Because, I'm pretty sure, all ADCs just get Youmuu's to try to think for that early game pressure.
It's an early game, it's an early game item. Yeah. That you use when you're ahead. Looks like they'll be able to just end right here. Yeah. Sorry guys about the lag and disconnect issues. That really does suck. When we say simulate the solo queue environment, we don't mean it like that.
Yeah. It's a shame that you're most fed person to get disconnected, but there's not much we can really do about it.
Yeah.
And hopefully it doesn't happen next week.
Hopefully. Alright, do we want to look at some advanced stats? Real quick, this was our last game, so might as well.
Yeah, sure.
Is there a chat? Let me see if I can pop this out so I can... What's the pop out option? There it is. Alright, so, Shyvana. She actually did pretty well. Farmed really well. Kind of had control of the lane. Was able to force Maokai out early and take a CS advantage.
Yeah, she pressured the map really well. She noticed that Vi didn't have red buff, so she went there. She went there and took it. Then from there on out, she just got an XP advantage and made Maokai's life a living hell from there. Morgana, as we said before, probably get Mobies a little bit earlier.
Yeah. The amount of
yeah.
oh, sorry, go on.
No, go ahead. You know,
I was saying the amount of pressure you can exert as a Morgana who has that sort of movement in a lane, or even just to roam. Like, you have to think, like, when you roam as a support, which is something that you'll want to do more as you progress, being able to get from bottom lane to mid lane in a very short order helps out your team immensely, especially for warding and just in lane in general. You have a lot of mobility. They have to respect that. And if you can just show up in between, you know, the tower and the enemy team and just throw down a soul shackle, once they're locked in, you're good to go. Like, mobility in lane is huge. You can't underestimate that by any stretch of the imagination. That's why Sivir's so good.
Yeah.
Well, that she can just kind of click a button and everyone just goes really fast.
Yeah. One thing I did want to say about Morgana is, next time you go in and support her, just be so mindful. You really have to be mindful of cooldowns with her, because the binding and the black shield, they're on pretty long cooldowns, and you have to be wary of the other team's cooldowns as well. It's just something you gotta learn, and stay in there. But yeah, be mindful and be aware that if you miss binding, that's almost a go light for the other team to go in. That doesn't mean you have to hit all your bindings. It just means that when you miss it, be aware that you may have to back off. That you have to be careful, and in terms of timing with Black Shield, that's gonna come with a lot of practice, and not using it early, and it's hard to do, to wait to see what the enemy's going to do. But Thresh Hook has a pretty long wind up time, so I noticed that you were saving it for later, or saving that later in the game and using it in a more properly manner. But yeah, early on, it was being used too much and too early on, and that led to a pretty big disadvantage in your lane. Lucian, let's see here. You did okay. Your trades bot lane were they were okay for the most part, but I don't know, you kind of clumped with Morgana a lot, and that led to a situation where the hook would be thrown at both of you, and the Black Shield would be caught. It wouldn't catch the one with Black Shield. It was really weird. There wasn't a lot of synergy bot lane. Get boots to earlier. Don't get Ghostblade if you're behind. Just get a Shiv or Phantom Dancer. Preferably Phantom Dancer if you can, just because it's a lot more damage, but if you can only afford Shiv, that's fine too. But yeah, if you don't have that item, your damage goes down quite a bit.
Whale.
There
are so many times I saw you miss your Q. Again, I'm not sure if you're lagging in those situations or not, but
yeah,
I'm gonna assume you're not.
We did. Yeah, you want to talk about his items, or?
Well, first, like, in order to guarantee a Q, like, especially like if they don't have vision of you and they have a clear path, like, just walk up to them just slightly, where like you're pretty much meeting face to face, and then Q. It's pretty hard to screw it up from there. As far as items go, I would like to see Tiamat early instead of Brutalizer. It's a really greedy build, but that if you get far behind, it doesn't work that well, but luckily you did do it. But yeah, get Tiamat, and other than that, you pressure the map fairly well. So good job.
Yep. Nunu, I think he's got quite a bit to work on. With Nunu, you want to control objectives. You play a different game as jungle Nunu than you do as any other jungler, so it probably takes a lot of practice and stuff to get used to. But a surprisingly good item on him is Sightstone. Synergizes well with your Cinder Hulk, and it allows you to put down vision and find out where the enemy jungler is. That's playing jungle Nunu. A lot of it is knowing where the enemy jungler is, and either being good at counter ganking him or just ignoring him altogether and counter jungling the crap out of him. Oh. And anytime you see him top, you go for drag. Anytime he's dead, and you go for the objective. So, yeah, I don't know if any of you want to chime in more on Nunu or.
No, sadly I wasn't watching Nunu too much, but I think you covered majority of the issues and the good parts.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I feel like I didn't pay as much attention to individuals this game, so I can't comment too much on actual plays. So I think that was my bad this game.
Yeah, after watching 3 games, you tend to really lose focus.
Yeah, sorry guys. Thresh, thought he did a really good job actually. He was throwing out the CC and being intimidating, forcing out early black shields. I think Kargan brought up that he would have liked to see Face of the Mountain finished earlier, which is a good point.
It's such a good item. It gives you effective health, and then it turns on. It gives your ADC effective health in that shield, and that's super important when you're dealing with team fights and you need additional sort of protection.
Yeah.
Other than that, I like this build a lot. You got an Aegis and said, okay, let's get some MR for everybody, get that locket, which is another good shield.
Yep. And I guess we'll move on to Vi. She had a really good, strong early game. She did give up an early kill to Lee Sin, but I think that was... I don't know. It was hard to determine if you could have taken that fight, so... But otherwise, you had really good early game pressure, good map movement, good rotations. Like I said, I liked your early jungle route, which is something I think if you have a jungle, you should really look into research on what you want to do at the beginning of the game. You have to be so decisive as jungler, because if you waddle around or waste time, you fall behind. It's such a stupid position. You fall behind for the dumbest things. So, just remember to be decisive, stick to your plan, unless you can change it for the better in the intermediate. But yeah, so good job by Vi. I like the build. Also,
do you guys have anything on Diana before I go into it?
No, I think you should go right into it.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm gonna start out item-wise. Going Hourglass first, perfectly fine. Actually, I recommend it. But then you went Deathcap. Super greedy item overall. I'm checking out pro builds right now, and generally what most people go after Azonias whenever they're facing an AD mid laner is either Morello Nomicons, or they go and get Lich Bane. I think in this situation, probably Morello's would have been nice.
Yeah, it might
just
have been.
to get rid of the healing from that.
There wasn't a lot of standoffs where you're just throwing out Qs, which is the only thing I can really like. The AP from Deathcap, I mean, it's really only going to benefit that, I guess. It will help your shields a little bit, but the Morello Nomicon will allow you to bring up your shields more often. It allows you to, I like the CDR a lot in that. And the Lich Bane, you're diving in, so it synergizes pretty well with her.
And then, as I said previously, just be careful of cooldowns when you're facing a Lee Sin. Like, I understand that it's a really weird matchup, and you will hardly ever see this at all. But once you use your combo, just go back and walk away. Just understand that you're not going to kill Lee. And as well... Oh, there's another thing I was going to bring up. I'll talk about it again if I can remember it. But overall, I think you played the lane decently well for not knowing Lee Sin versus Diana that much.
Alright, moving on to Maokai. I think we talked a little bit about it in the match, but you chose to build Rod of Ages, which I don't know what time he completed that at. Let me check. I think it'll tell us. He completed Rod of Ages at 14:33, which isn't bad. it's a little on the later end of the scale, but it's not like terrible. I think we were talking that Righteous Glory might be a better option. It's not that big a deal, but it's just something to keep in mind, I guess, when you're building him next top lane. Righteous Glory is a very good option on Maokai. It gives an earlier power spike to you. Rod of Ages, you're going to have to wait a while for that to fully come into effect. Small thing, trinket, upgrade it. It's your best friend.
Yep.
Otherwise, this build seems pretty solid.
Yeah.
Mark treads so that if he gets caught up by more Organa binding, he can still keep going and try to lock down people.
Yeah, just make sure that you're using TPs effectively as before.
And the Frozen Heart's a great item against Shyvana and Lucian with those, just attack speed reduces it. I'm trying
yeah. That's what I was gonna say about Diana.
Oh yeah.
Make sure you can use R while your Q is the middle of casting.
Yeah, that's right.
It makes it a lot more smoother, and your cooldowns will go on a lower cooldown as well, I suppose.
Yeah, I think a lot of practicing of landing Q and R and simultaneously using them, I think that would help Diana a lot. I think she'd be a lot more menacing and in control of the game if she could land that so that her R is back up right away.
Oh yeah.
It increases her damage so much. So just practicing that will probably net you a lot more kills and probably a lot more winning games won. I'm trying to think anything of construction for Sivir. She's really far ahead, so Shiv isn't a bad item. When you're really far ahead and you just buy Shiv and move on to the next item, it can be pretty devastating to the other team. Yeah, I can't think of it. I didn't notice her that much, but she played really well.
I'm sorry, we're talking about Sivir right now?
Yep. I don't know if they were still in laning phase when she bought Avarice Blade. Maybe she didn't have enough money. Well, no, she had enough money for Zeal. I prefer unless you're in like a laid back laning phase at the 20-minute mark still, I would prefer Zeal over Avarice Blade just because Zeal will give you a lot more combat stats for the team fights that are happening during that time. Because around the 20-minute mark you're not going to be just sitting in lane farming, which is where Avarice Blade is more of an advantage. Go for Zeal instead.
Yep.
I think she definitely had enough money for that. So
the only thing I can really criticize on my part is that you weren't orb walking efficiently.
There you go.
And what I mean by that is every time your auto is resetted, is that make sense?
Sure. Yeah, make it up. Yeah.
Yeah. Every time you take auto attack, you want to move forward and auto attack again, pretty much. And there's a lot of times where you just like awkwardly just running around back and forth and not auto attacking.
Yeah.
A few things that you can do to get better at that is you can either use your auto attack, like your A animation, which will really help you out because you don't have to be too precise and it'll just help you out in the long haul once you get used to it.
Yeah. But yeah, otherwise, 6-0-13, she did a really good
you
job.
did really well. Like I said, I'm just like griping on like little tiny things.
Yeah.
But anything you see overall, Kargan, from everyone? Or no?
Not really. Like I think we've covered most points. I mean, like Sivir, I think did her job pretty well as an ADC. She wasn't in a position where she was out too aggressively. If we didn't notice anything too huge, that means she was exactly where she needed to be. All the team fights, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna run over awards real quick as the last thing. Wow, a lot of awards. Morgana awarded quite a bit. Good. Shyvana, ton of awards and even a pink award too. Lucian bought a ton of awards too. Maybe cut down a bit on that. Let's try to build more items. Maybe, I don't know.
That's something we never should say.
I know. Like, keep building wards. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lee Sin, 7 wards. Nunu, 8. 3 wards destroyed and he purchased 2 vision wards. It's just that I think he's transitioned to a Oracle's trinket early, so Yeah, I think we remarked that Sightstone works really well with him, and it synergizes really well with his playstyle. So it'll also help you bump up your board's placed by a ton. So yeah, keep that in mind. Keep that into consideration the next time you go in there with Nunu. Try it out, see if you like it. It'll probably work out for you. Thresh could probably put down a little bit more wards. He only placed down 16, but he did destroy 4, and he bought 4 pink wards, which is awesome. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Vi also placed down 17, which is really good.
Were they placing them effectively, like on the right side of the map, or
maybe? I think.
All right.
Yeah, maybe a couple more out of Sever, but other than that, yeah, people are doing all right in the ward category. I think that's gonna be it. So apologies again about this game. There was lag. I wasn't 100% focused. I feel like I didn't give enough feedback to you guys, but I promise I'll do better next time.
Yeah, make sure you guys give us feedback what we can do better.
And don't
because we want to make sure this is enjoyable experience for you guys.
Yeah. And also don't hesitate to add us in game. I am Ugly Tuco, and there's my name right there. CrazyPhil, which is spelled exactly how it sounds. And Kargan, we're all here. Go ahead, add us. We'll talk with you. We'll hang out. And yeah, we will see you guys later.
2 L's, by the way, not 1 L.
Oh, 2 L's. There you go.
and S at the end of Kargan.
Kargans.
Yeah.
Just remember that. All right. Thanks, guys, for watching, and we'll catch you next week.
Peace.